Hey yo, what's up? You know what it is? It's the one and the only that triples the G.O.D. I'd like to welcome you guys back to another installment of Triple the Guy Speaks On. And yo, the King of Fighters Destiny Episode 1. Now, I knew ultimately the thing that was going to happen was I was going to turn on the mic and I was going to spit some venom and heat. So when I sat down to watch the episode, and how I would sit down and watch the episode is that I have to watch this episode 3 different ways the first time through. I have to watch the episodes as if I'm somebody just enjoying what it is that I'm seeing. I also have to watch this as an historian of the King of Fighters lore to try to see what the differences are and what the similarities are in between, and to try to see what it is that I'm actually looking at and looking for. And this first episode was a whole lot of me coming to understand that I knew coming in that the show was going to play heavy and loose with what KOF lore is, and I've explained this in general in a couple of different videos, but to give you the short form version is KOF is the absorption of all of SNK's canon before it, that it then twists and warps to make sense within its own logical whatever the hell, and it does what it wants. And King of Fighters Destiny is that, because one of the most important things that this show sets up is that the first King of Fighters takes place in Southtown, and that's not necessarily true, because the first official King of Fighters, and we're talking about KOF and not the first Fatal Fury game, is the King of Fighters has already what? This would be in game 412. The King of Fighters 94 would be the third KOF tournament in a video game, because there would KOF will actually number 4, because you have what? Art of Fighting 2, Fatal Fury 1, Fatal Fury 2, and then what is KOF 94, which is the prologue to the first Orochi arc. So there is all of that. So it's already playing heavy and loose. It's like we a little bit of Fatal Fury and we a little bit of King of Fighters, and we're gonna mash it all together and we're gonna get what it is. Is that the episode did a good job of introducing the characters and their initial character motivations for what type of characters they're going to be to this show. It's like you got Kyo, his head is somewhere else. Goro, he don't say shit. Benny Maru think, you know what I'm saying, that I'm the prince, I got all this money, I'm swagging out, you know what I'm saying, and we really don't meet any other characters except other than Saishu and Kyo's mom. And there's a weird thing with that because who knows what they're ultimately going to do with Saishu in this, because again, is that he was supposed to die at the end of King of Fighters 94. He was brought back in King of Fighters 95, and they're like, well, there's some canonical plot hole. Let's never explain how the hell that we left him for dead, but now he's not dead. And Kyo's mom, I think, was dead before the King of Fighters 94, because there is no mention of her other than the fact that in some drama she did that she died way before anybody started doing any damn thing. Is that we get a bit of Yuri in this, and we get the fight between Geese and Jeff at the end of this. So it's like, it's for real. It's trying to be a whole bunch of things at the same time, and you really have to wonder over this 24 episode stretch, can it be all of these things? Because you got all sorts of stuff in play. Like the opening of this show is Mature hijacking a couple of trucks with the biohazard symbol on it. So who knows what the hell that means? So I'm sitting up here trying to, based off what I'm looking at and what I'm seeing and what I know, to try to figure out like what exactly the show is trying to do without sitting up here and technically spoiling what possibly could happen in my head, because the show could do anything. Is that because this is information that we are absorbing based off of information that's already happened, unless they really gonna do some mega plot twist at the end, is that Rugal has to disappear and die. The thing that they are trying to do is that I really think that this is trying to be a combination of King of Fighters 94 and 95 and early Fatal Fury stuff. That is trying to be all of these things at one time, where you got Iori who will be in this later. So you wonder if this going to be like, well, we're going to do 12 episodes and then we're going to kill off Rugal, then Iori will enter the picture and then we start over again. What is it that the show is actually trying to do? I'm willing to sit up here and find out what the show is trying to do, because, I was highly entertained. highly entertained. It's like, I know this lore, and don't many people on the face of this planet know this lore better than I do. So, understanding and knowing that this is what it's going to be, I'm down with whatever the hell it is that they want to do. So, I'm like, the only thing that I have to say, which isn't a complaint about the show, but the delivery of the show, is I tried to watch it on Steam multiple times before SNK put up an English sub on their official YouTube channel, and it's like, they need to fix that. There should have been a better way to get this to people who want to watch it. That, you know, they probably should have worked out some deal with YouTube and been, yo, put this on YouTube Red or something, or do something like that, because I don't really think that, you know, Steam is I don't even want to say it, because part of that could be Bessie, and Bessie, I love you, baby, but you know, it is what it is. There is a bottleneck sometimes, and boo, it is you. So, maybe it's because Betsy is what she is, that maybe that every time I tried to watch it, it was like, no. Then, you know, then they start putting up episodes on, like, the official channel of the people who making it. Subtitles in Chinese, and I can't read Chinese. I probably need to learn how, but can't read Chinese. So, it is what it is. So, hopefully, that if SNK wants to continue to do this, is that they need to find a better way to deliver it to fans like you and me. But mainly me, less you but me, you know, stuff like that. So, I'm going to turn this into a video, because I've said all I said. It's like, yo, everything was off the chain. It's like, they did a good job of, especially what I think is the most important, is laying that foundation for what the show is going to be. Is that, again, like I said at the beginning, and I will say now just to wrap this all in a bow, is they did a great job introducing these characters and their initial early character motivations. They did a wonderful job of putting that Geese and Jeff fight center stage so that we can set the stage for the Hungry Wolves and what they gonna do in this tournament. It's like, the only thing that, you know, as a SNK history buff, that I was kind of like, okay, Shippuden. I know when that was introduced, but he just hit it on Jeff like 20 years before he used it. I don't know. I'm not getting in the middle of that because it's unimportant. Because again, this is a show that's playing heavy and loose with what its information is, and they have over 20-something years of canon in which to play with that they can put in any type of puzzle pieces they want. So if they want Geese to have the Shippuden when he's fighting Jeff Bogart, hey, what can I say? All I can say to Perez says, I don't know about that, dog, but I don't really see that this is going to be a moment where Geese Howard falls out of a tower. Okay, because given what this is supposed to be and what it is, and how things are weirdly related because of the whole Geese and Krauser thing, because, you know, they have brothers, and it's like, you got Rugal, who allegedly, before the King of Fighters 94, whooped their ass. So, it's weird, because, again, I'm like, a random bit of knowledge from SNK lore. Krauser killed himself after Terry whooped his ass because I am not worthy. Stabbed myself in chest and died. The King of Fighters 94 kind of, you know, insinuated that Rugal killed him, absorbed his power, and that's why he can do a Kaiser wave. That is how that works. That is how it's understand that he killed Geese and that he killed Krauser in the game with canon. That's why he can do those moves, even though those were technical limitations. But we need a canonical reason around them. But then Geese was alive because no one really kept up with it. Long story. Look, regardless of all that, because this was supposed to be done 3 minutes ago, I like what the show is doing. I appreciate it. I really think an English dub would have been nice, because I really think that this is something that could get over, because it's 2017. This is not like this is 1999 or something when dubs were, it's 2017. I'm like, if they really wanted to, they could cast a great English cast with it and do a wonderful dub. But subs are cool. Subs are fine. I would just appreciate an English dub because I enjoy those, and I enjoy my favorite voice actors and actresses getting jobs. You know what I'm saying? Get this paper. Y'all entertain me, so in trade, I hope that y'all get all this money. It is what it is. So, I'm going to turn this into a video. I'm going to watch episode 2. I'm going to come back with some heat on that, and I'm finna play catch-up mode because, yo, I am way behind. So, I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here. Wonderful stuff. if you're tuning in and you just like, I don't know if I should watch King of Fighters Destiny, here's the short answer. You fucking should. It is what it is. We're going to get up out of here. You know who it is. It's the one in the alley. The triple, the G.O.D. And I'd like to thank you for joining me for another installment of Triple the Guy Speaks On. With that being said, I'll holler at you guys next time, man. Peace out.